Rah, 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 ah, ah.
Alright, drivers. We are set up for qualifying. We have 7 cars entered today. Um, Cass is out of their car, but we're going to consider it as it is. We're just going to have one pace lap. The lights are currently on display red, but we have several driver names. We have Jackson Cook, Jason, Mr. Monaco with his Ferrari engine, twin turbo V6, Crucian, Cass, and then Giram representing DGS. Actually, the first time DGS car has entered the Rotsma field this season. Has been looking very quick. I cannot reset the times, so that's noted. Anyways, with that in mind, the pace speed is gonna be just go slow. We're not gonna go too slow though. We'll start once we pass the chicane. We'll start the green flag, and the timer will start as soon as the cars hit the start finish line. So with that in mind, yellow flag is out on the racetrack. So Jackson, do lead us off. Giram, you can pass the car ahead. If somebody's being too slow, you are allowed to pass them. This is qualifying, not the actual race. So just don't go too quickly here. So 7 cars entered for today's race. Cass has made a late entry, I believe, in place of theirs. We are not followed by Kelly. That is alright though. He did great commentary. No, he just did some great commentary yesterday. For the midget race. That was a banger. So yesterday's winner actually out in the field. Now yesterday we were out on the backstretch oval. This week, or today, we'll be on the road course. This time the full road course. It's not as it went originally planned, but so be it. Yeah. Cars make their way out of the infield very shortly. It's very, I don't know if too many of the drivers are actually very experienced with this. This is actually the first time we've ran the full road course in SLC history. So this does mark a moment in history. It was originally planned to be with the Super Indies, but that has, of course, switched. Let's not do tire warming while we're on the banking. It looks like it's not going to work too well.
Oh, we got a Ferrari-ista?
Mr. Monaco?
Looks like it.
Yeah, he lagged out. Alright.
Rip.
Well, in the meanwhile, let me watch the start. Because they're about to make their way into the chicane, which means with that in mind... Yeah, go. You could go full speed, it's fine. Green flag is out on the racetrack. So we could go full pace. There is no holding back at this point. I'm going to teleport Mr. Monaco to his car. There we go. As the rest of the field is making their way around, we got set qualifying to 5 minutes. I think Twin is leading us off. Tess. And 5 minutes now starting now. Twin being the pack leader as our drivers make their way into turn number 1. And out of turn number 1. And actually, there's very little rubber banding. Things are looking good on the racetrack. I hope it can stay this way for the rest of the race. There is a big cluster there between Jason, Giram, 2 of the not so mellow yellow cars, as we've been calling the field. There's been a lot of yellow cars making up the field recently, and in the last race, especially at Arcadia, they were most notable. Jackson Cook goes wide, loses a couple of positions. In the meanwhile, Twin Turbo V6 making its way out onto the oval section. Giram not far behind, as we are through to the first time to lap of the race, of qualifying. Again, with Twin being the pack leader, we have a lag spike, but things keep on rolling over. And Twin Turbo V6 is down the backstretch into the bus stop chicane, out of it. And now making their way around, we see a couple drivers have gotten corner cuts. Twins lap is invalid. Fastest time so far on route is going to be Dale Ross. Now, a good reminder, you might be able to get the fastest lap, but what's more important is to get a lap in general. So with that in mind, Twin completes the first lap. He's still pack lead, but how about Del Ross goes top of the board? It's a 128.085. As Twin Triple V sits has set a 125. Giram though even faster, purple sector 2. Meanwhile, Twin leading us off, and actually about to pick up a lap car that is just launched very last moment. So they're not going to get as many laps in as the rest of the field. That might not be too good for their strategy. Though that being said, this is a debut race with the ROX mods. Twin Turbo V6 now making his second round to the oval section. As they're about to overtake Jess. We're going to see if he's going to go around for a quick time. They went side by side for just a bit there with a Twin ahead. Now once again into the back straight and into the chicane. Is this going to be a valid lap? It looked like he went off-road quite a few times earlier, but this time it is valid. And it is also valid for Giram. Giram running on the high lane. They might be trying to run a heater lap here, trying to carry as much speed as possible into the next lap. About a lap and a half remaining in this qualifying session here. As Twin goes top of the board, quick time. It is a 126.530. As we're gonna make sure that our mic is working. Yes, it is. So top of the board there for Twin Turbo V6. Giram has not set a faster lap, not set a valid lap. With that in mind, same thing for Mr. Monaco, our 7th entry into the field. One person we saw earlier was Shive21. Looked very fast last weekend. He's yet to show up. He can make a late entry though.
So what's the ruling on if like that lap? So like if there's like a second left and they cross the line, do they get to finish that lap?
Basically, all that matters is that if the leader crosses the line before the time is done, then that means that everyone else has one more lap to do once they cross the line. And the pack leader is Twin Turbo V6, so there's like there's a quote unquote race going on. We're just kind of watching to make sure the Twin, well, he's leading us off here, and it looks like he's not gonna run a valid lap either. Giram neither. So far, I don't know if the standings are going to change. Currently, stands Twin Triple V6, Dale Ross, Jackson Cook in 3rd, Jason in 4th, with a very good qualifying for them. Just in 5th, Giram having struggled to set a time. Twin goes onto the white flags, a white flag in the air. Oop. For everyone, once you cross the line, it'll be your white flag lap. If you get overtaken by Twin, that means it will also be your final lap. So do take note of that if you're behind Twin. Before he crosses the line here, that means that you have completed your final lap once you reach it. But otherwise, if you're still trying to cross the line, then you're just going into the white flag. So we're going to turn off this. We are good for one more lap here. As of course, qualifying is going to be really well determined just on if Giram could set a time or not. That might have been a cut there. He did cut through the cones. There is a corner cut in the cones, so you are allowed to run the apron once you pass that zone. Not really beneficial by what it seems in most classes, but it is technically allowed. As Giram makes his way through the chicane, how is Twin looking on the exit of it? Is Twin going to set a valid lap this time? Yes, he is. How about Giram? Yes, he is as well, but not as fast as Twin. Twin coming around turn number 4 and onto the front straightaway. Twin makes his way up. The checkers will be out for Twin Turbo V6. What's this lap going to look like? Goes quicker. It's a 126.411. Giram knocks Dale Ross out of the way and takes up second place. Mr. Monaco having yet to set a lap. Make a cooldown lap, please. Make it a cooldown if you can. So once you cross the line, it's going to be checkers. So if we look at the board, it's currently standing twin Giram. We'll see if there's one more car that is yet to set a lap. If you guys could do a cooldown, please, would be greatly appreciated. That would be Mr. Monaco. He's making his way around turn number 1. They've yet to set a valid lap. So their goal is going to be to set a lap at least. Let's see if they could do so as they make their way through the backstretch one last time. The last car in the field to qualify. Now through the chicane. It's a 1:11. They've been taking it easy. They want to get a lap in at least. They might be able to take up a couple spots here as they make their way onto the front stretch. Mr. Monaco. They won at Arcadia in the Stock i4 class. That is their biggest achievement this year. And they will go into 5th place. Knocks Jason to 6th and just into 7th. Make a cooldown lap, guys, please. It's for road course racing. So they have a more efficient gearbox. So yeah, just do a cooldown, please. We're going to use the time in the meanwhile. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. So as it stands, Twin V6 takes pole position. Jackson, if you could do a cooldown, please. For standing script reasons. We'll have you line up in the pit lane. Jackson, can you do a cooldown, please? Just do an extra lap. Just for standing script reasons. Alright, well, looking at the cuts. Today's cut limit will be it's a 20 lap race, so we're going to be expecting we'll expect a 35 cut limit. But reminder that even if there is that cut limit, deliberate cutting will still be punished pretty heavily. Doing one will lead to an immediate penalty, so don't be cheesy. And please try your best to stay on the asphalt, Twin. I know you were one that did that, so we're going to head up, line up in the following positions. It's going to be Twin V sits in first place. Second place is going to be taken by the man from the land down under. That is Giram FX2. The third place is going to be Del Ross. Fourth place is going to be Jackson Cook. Fifth place is going to be Mr. Monaco. Sixth place is going to be Jason. And seventh will be Cass. Or Jis. So, let's get that one set up. Once you are lined up, turn your car off. And hop out of your car, please. We'll be doing the national anthem, and trust me, this time it's going to be a little bit special. It's our once-a-year national anthem, so do take note of that. So again, can we line up in our positions? It's going to be single file, please. Unless we could actually, I have an offer for you guys, but this requires a poll. Would you guys like to do a start double wide, and then every other restart single wide? It's mainly because we have a lot of oval to work with. I was wondering, because there's another thing I wanted to experiment with. As you can see, fella here is our flag man. We'll actually be doing the start based on him. So he's going to be doing a randomized start. I'm not going to be the one calling the start. We might actually be allowing people to overtake before the line as long as it's after the green flag has been waved. Now, cheesy moves will be penalized, of course, so if you sandbag, suddenly you're blowing by, I will call that, so do take note of that, but we will be allowing people an opportunity to pass before the line based on the flag. So, yeah. Do you guys want to do that? Do you guys want to do a 2-wide start? I need a yes or no. Y or N. I got 4 yeses. Any no's? Jason says no. I got 1, 2, 3. I think I have enough yeses. Okay. All right. Hop out of your car. Turn them off. We're gonna do the national anthem. All right. Please rise for the United States national anthem. I would ask for you guys to take your hats off, but that's not really a thing you could do. So with that in mind, we'll be looking at Dale's car and other stuff in the meanwhile. All right. Alright, drivers, you know the command. Start your engines! Roaring V8s coming to life, and a V12 in the midst. Alright, Jake, you want to help us with pacing or nah? Ooh. I see you're there. Man. Okay, well, that's okay. We'll start as it is. I'll try to do 2 wide as well as I can. We're going to be doing 2 pace laps. Alright. When the lights turn yellow, that's your command to go. So, we do 2 because of timing scripts. Also, because I need to make sure you guys are ready. Lights are yellow, go in the car, heavy goes. Again, our positions are Twin Triple V6, Giram to the outside, Dale Ross to the inside on row 2. Jackson Cook is going to be on the outside of that. Mr. Monaco is going to be on the 3rd row on the inside. On the outside is going to be Jason. And in the back will be Jess. We are gonna try 2 wide. See how well that goes. We need the right row to move up. Including Jason. Need the right row up. Let's not do. Please don't do tire warming, because I don't know if that would make things easier. Once again, asking for the right row to move up. Specifically, Giram. It'll probably help through this corner though. Alright. We're actually doing surprisingly good for the most part. We'll be doing 70 miles an hour once we hit this area. If you're on the outside, you're going to be going faster.
Like coming to green this time.
Next time.
Okay.
We gotta make sure the standing scripts and everything work right. It's our usual protocol. It'll be a while, but that's okay. Car's now making rounds through the chicane. So I am, meanwhile, going to stream this one, or I'm going to open up the YouTube stream. Both for replay purposes and also just because. So, if there's anyone in the chat, hello there. So again, we're going to stay yellow this time by. We'll be trying to maintain 70 miles an hour throughout the track. By the way, you're on the outside. You're just going to be going a little bit quicker. Just try to keep up. All right. We're going to stay 70 though once we hit this area, and inside or left side move up. Left side move up. Okay, that's about where we want to be, so keep that in mind. You guys are doing pretty good, though. 1 to go. Lights are black on the racetrack. Good to hear. It's going to be a little tricky inside the infield, but that's going to be okay. Left side up a bit. Okay, we're good. Chasing up. Mr. Monaco just a tiny bit back. Okay, we're good. Alright. So the restart zone will be somewhere after turn 4. It's not going to be specifically the restart zone, or at least I don't think it is. That's going to be up to Fella to decide. It's his choice to when we go green once we hit turn 4.
I'll make it green after the flag stand, okay?
No, please don't.
Throw them off, you know.
Jesus fuck.
That would be such a meme, though.
So remember to focus on the lights on your cars. You'll see they're black currently. They will turn green. That is your sign to go. There's also flags on the track. The GUI will be changed after the flags are changed to green on the racetrack and on the cars. So let's try our best to stay too wide here. I hope this will be a little easy.
For the dog.
Here we go on to turn number 3. Inside row up, inside row up. Mr. Monaco's having issues. And we're going to call off the start. We're going to call off the start. Keep it yellow.
Alright.
What a turn of events there for Mr. Monaco. They've disconnected. We will reconnect them. And they have rejoined. So I'm going to teleport them back. As soon as I can. Try to leave the space there for Mr. Monaco. And Mr. Monaco, just haul ass over there, okay? We're gonna reset the cuts. We're gonna reset the cuts, by the way. So again, leave the space there for Mr. Monaco. So just leave an open space. Mr. Monaco is going to be driving their way back. They cut through the pit lane, trying to take any little bit of speed they can.
Smart, smart. If you're bored, you can change the header, by the way.
Actually, technically, there's an area you could cut there. Now that I think about it, probably could have saved him time. I don't know if it'd be actually any faster when the car's actually running, and no, you cannot use it during the actual race, but if you have to during pacing, I think I might allow that, because Sector 1's actually on the backstretch, so we could do the oval. Mr. Monaco is coming back over, so this time by we might be able to go green. We're going to change all cut 0. Again, cut 1 will be 35. Just leave the spot, leave the inside. Let Mr. Monaco by. We have not started yet. Alright. Jason back up. Jason back up. Jason push up. Jason move up, please. 2 different types of V8s and a V12 make up the field. So we make our way into 3 and 4. This time by, hopefully for real. Just again, back off. Just again, back off. Back off. Back off. Back of the field. You were in last. Jason up. Jason up. Jason up. As Guillermo is having an issue, but they keep on going. We're good. Alright. Let's see how the lights look. They make their way up to the spot. Green flag on the racetrack. And Guillermo has a bad start. So does Mr. Monaco, just moving up a spot. Jason passing by Guillermo. Meanwhile, Twin with a clear lead. As the action is up in the midfield between the two not so mellow yellow cars side by side. Meanwhile, between Del Ross. Reminder, please do not cut through the cones on the pit exit. Anyways, our 7-car field now making their way by and through and past into the infield. Looks like Twin might be leaving the field behind, but Guillermo has been making a push. Meanwhile, side by side once again between Jackson Cook and Del Ross. It's a crossover move. We might be seeing 3 wide action for the 2nd place spot as they make their way into turn number 2 on the oval. Jackson goes side by side here with Guillermo as they make their way now onto the backstretch. Twin with a clear track. Del Ross is going to take 2nd place for now. Meanwhile, Guillermo side by side with Jackson into the chicane. And it's an aggressive move. Guillermo is going to slide by Jackson nice and clean. Just also making up ground here. But meanwhile, Guillermo might potentially make up a spot with Del Ross. They make their way through turn number 4. And off of turn number 4, side by side. Meanwhile, between Jackson Cook and Jess. And onto the front stretch they go. Guillermo side by side, trying around the outside. Meanwhile, Del Ross down on the apron. And onto turn number 1. Twin leads on the first lap of the race. Officially, the first lap of green flag racing. And there's a clusterfuck in the back of the field. That's between, it looks like, Mr. Monaco and Jackson. So Jackson with a good start, but things have been not so good in the meanwhile for him. Mr. Monaco, however, the worst on cuts might be, need to watch that. Can we please stay off the cones? Jess and Guillermo, penalties will be thrown if that is a recurring situation. The penalty would be 5 seconds post-race. The only way you could undo that is if you're the first person to move to the back of the field on a restart. So take note of that. And Jackson Cook, well, actually, Del Ross, having made a mistake there, has fallen to second to last. Where's Jason gone? Jason making their way through turn 4 currently. Twin leads us off. So Giram has made rounds into second place after just a few laps. Meanwhile, Mr. Monaco's Ferrari, you could actually see battling there for third place between them and Jess. So we're going to look to see how cuts are doing. Currently, Jess has been the worst on cuts with 7. So we need to watch themselves or those things will come up pretty quickly. Mr. Monaco, meanwhile, got 2 cuts there. I'm not sure where they got that cut. As Giram is stopped lagging, they keep on going again. The Australian internet does hit different, but they are still going to be in second place here with the gap they had before still there. And they could make a cut. That's a warning for Giram. That was close to intentional. I could see that being a mistake, but don't make it a habit. Jake says, I'm home, wait. So, Jake...
I'm Hoyam.
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 Yeah, the freaking Chicago accent.
I'm home, what you want?
Apparently, to people from Oklahoma, the Chicago, the local Chicagoan accent just sounds like a bunch of gibberish. It just goes wide.
Hoyam.
And yeah. There's another cut there for her. Just currently 10 cuts here.
Oh, damn.
Everyone else, meanwhile, seems pretty okay. Although I guess I couldn't say so for Mr. Monaco. 2 of them battling each other have not been doing good for their corner cut management.
Hey, the good thing is we have 0 guys, so just a fair warning.
We in fact have disconnected. I hope the stream is still ongoing. We're gonna reconnect here, see if anything has happened. Is everything looking good?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see how the stream is doing. If the stream is still up. Yes, it is. Alright. That was a slight whoopsie. But so far, looks like the field has not really changed up all that much. Things have maintained themselves. Mr. Monaco has held up third place though. Trying to keep away from just at every cost. We're currently running a quarter of the way through today's event. Of course, this is supposed to be held last Saturday, but we couldn't really get drivers, and even worse, my internet went out. Good memories. But it's good to see that we have activity for today. And, yeah. So Cass just is really closing in on a penalty. They're almost halfway through. That penalty will be a post-race 10-second time penalty. Not preferred, to say the least, but it is, what it is. Giram actually has been picked up the twin, only about 1 second behind. And closing in here, actually, little by little. I'd say about 5 car lengths separating the 2 cars. Not super close, but still right in range. Potentially to attack. As the 2 cars make their rounds through the infield, you can hardly see Twin's car through the grass. Almost looks like camouflage. That was good looking exit for Twin, but also a very good looking exit for Giram. The screaming Ferrari going by. And absolutely shredding my eardrums. That was beautiful.
God damn it, that is loud. Fuck. So I guess there's no engine rules in this class, or what?
There's just specific engines for cars. They're all run the same setup, so it doesn't really matter. There is a Coyote engine for the Fords, but because it's like technically a private audio, and I haven't figured out how to not make it a private audio, it's kind of stuck as one. So, whoopsie.
Whoops, it doesn't.
So they've been converted for this race back to the typical Rotsmont sound in the meanwhile, which is
Okay.
what it is. They'll be back to the normal sounds though tomorrow. I actually gotta do the sounds now that I think about it. That's why I gotta do it tomorrow. Fuck it. I got a lot of lag going on, but it fixes itself. And it looks like Twin has gotten a little bit away from Giram in the meanwhile. Not too far much. Giram's last and only win was with the SNGP. That was the one that a couple drivers of this race wish they could have had. Quite a few drivers very close there at that finish, but unfortunately for them, but very fortunate for Giram, that was his career victory and quite honestly one of the most iconic ones we've seen in a while. Maybe not as far as popularity goes, but definitely as far as on-track action. That was just something else. But here we are today. Now, last year's race was also a banger at Daytona with the ROX mods. That was at the shorter motorcycle circuit. There was 3 lead changes on the final lap between 3 cars. And that was settled between Perf, Eris, and Twin. And actually, I might have actually had another driver that was not too sophisticated. Retired very early on in 2023 due to other drama. Meanwhile, Giram closing in that gap. Here we go. Right on the rear bumper. Twin Triple V sits. Trying to make rounds through the outside, but they're going to fall back. Only a tiny bit. But they were in range there. And potentially might be still towards the end of the lap. Giram quite certainly on the attack here on Twin. Trying to see if he could take away his win streak. I think he's been having it for quite a while. Might even have extended since last year. He swept every race he went to at Arcadia. There was, of course, a couple other race winners. That was between, well, yours truly. I won at the midget race. Jackson won last weekend at Daytona. Yesterday with Thursday Night Thunder with the midgets. And, of course, Mr. Monaco being the other winner. But Twin, that's a warning. You're fine now, but don't do that one again. Goofball. Twin, in desperation, cuts the chicane. Probably going to be the only time he's going to do so, hopefully. That one was caught in 4K. Technically 1080p, but, you know, it's the best quality we've actually ever had in this series. Meanwhile, looks like Giram and Twin choosing different lines. Twin, that didn't help him, so we're going to let that one be. As they go side by side here through the infield, Giram trying to go for the lead. They're going to fall wide and are still on the bumper. They're still in position to attack Twin Triple V sits. Here they go through the infield. They're going to look at the cuts. No one too close yet, although Cass is narrowing their way through. Meanwhile, Giram attacking the rear bumper of Twin Triple V sits as they're about to round it side by side once more, but not quite. Giram still at the bumper through oval turn number 2 and onto the backstretch. A mere car length separating them as they reach high speeds. Now to the breaking point they go. And Giram gets a slightly better exit than Twin Triple V sits. He's trying to make his way through the outside as they drive through them. Side by side now, technically speaking, for just a moment. Twins carrying more speed into the front stretch.
Halfway, guys, halfway.
Cross flags on the racetrack. We are halfway done, and with a battle for the lead, that is between Giram and Twin Triple V sits side by side through turn number 1, and out into the infield. Giram takes the lead. It's the second time in his career he could win this one. As Twin is narrowing onto the bumper. Is Twin going to be able to fight back? Or is this going to be a switch of dominance? There's only been two. Actually, I don't know if Sec won. There's 2 or 3 Australian drivers that have won in SLC's entire history. That's between Saladin, who won at Yorkshire Speedway back in 2021. That was a very historic race. And was the first time he actually ran on a game that was other than track loans, I believe, with the ROX mods. Second time could have been Sec. I don't know if Sec won or not. He's had some podiums, some good run-ins for NH Motorsport. But Giram, well, he of course is a driver from IMRP and RTC, so he knows his way around this road course. I wonder if he has a chance here to win. He's looking pretty quick this time. Might actually have a chance to take the quick time. Goes around, and it indeed goes quick time. It's a 1:25.393. So Giram snatching back the quick time from Twin Turbo V6 with everything he can to fight back him. And now through the infield and out of it. It's built up a big gap here. You can see there's any other battles going on. There might be one with Mr. Monaco. Just has fallen back from previous, during the battle, something happened with Just. They've fallen back. Could be trying to conserve themselves because they are closing in on a penalty. Currently, only 8 more cuts until there is a 10-second time penalty added. You can see those 2 leaders in the background. Meanwhile, Mr. Monaco here on for a solid redemption run from last weekend, or from 2 weekends ago. Excuse me. When we were at Arcadia, he unfortunately DNF'd due to spinning out too many times, as per rules. 3 times on an oval is just enough to cause a black flag. That was unfortunate for him, but meanwhile, the American Ferrari looks to be holding up quite strong today. With that screaming V12. Back to the gap between Giram and Twin, and it looks like it's been extending quite a bit. Jason narrowing on 1 lap down. Might come up here soon. Jason, the only Toyota in the field currently, at least on track. One thing I'm going to note is that this is probably the least laggy race I think I've ever seen. I hardly see any, there's a bit of rubber banding, as you can see, but it's pretty good today, actually. So Jason there falls a lap down to Giram, about to fall another one there to Twin Turbo V6. The 2 leaders of this race, he goes wide out of the way, and Twin overtakes to put him 1 lap down. Now Jason held up pretty strong last weekend, I believe. I think he got a podium in Mid's car, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong. He did get a podium though in the last couple of weeks. I think I'm starting to fall into some sort of state of Alzheimer's or something. I don't know.
Early onset Alzheimer's.
Maybe so. What can be noted is that Jason did not have a very good race this Thursday. Had a bit of a flip there, and that was an unfortunate incident. That was the first non-bullshit flip. In other words, Jake had a flip with the Super Indies. That was a bit of a frustrating incident. He was let back to the race, but pulled off anyways. No blame, honestly. We haven't seen the Super Indies actually since then, but we'll be seeing them this Sunday. For the SLC 500, that's 1,000 to win. Just make sure to, if you're interested in racing it, just gotta let me know. Anyone could race it. As long as you're racing these, I don't see an issue. So, yeah. It's hopefully going to be a fun day. It's 260 miles an hour is expected speeds on this track, which is, I think that's quite fast. I don't know. close circuit record worthy, potentially. Um, Meanwhile, Twin has cut down a bit of that gap. I don't know if he did too well through the infield section. We'll be looking at that cuts, and Giram and him are both pretty much okay. Although Cass, you should watch yourself. You're 5 from a not so fun 10-second time penalty. Might cost you a spot there with I believe that is Jackson Cook. Jackson Cook is pretty good on cuts, so a reminder to watch it. Same thing for Mr. Monaco. You are in a bit of a risky area. Of course, one off third place. So next time by will be 5 to go. We are heading into the last quarter. It's been a pretty quick race. A little bit of action. A lead change. Let's see. Drama might be between Gis and Jackson. We're also gonna look at Del Rob. Nope, that hope has left him. At least as of now. It's gonna be waiting for him to get a penalty potentially. Meanwhile, Jackson Cook closing in on Cass. Cass with 30 cuts, but they are so far good. As Jackson goes wide and collects cuts like they're Pokemon cards.
5 to go, guys. 5 to go.
5 laps left in this race. We are officially in the last quarter, and Giram has made up quite a significant gap between him and Twin Turbo V6. And fun fact, actually, before this race was called in the group chat, he was talking trash to Twin. A little bit. Not quite trash talking, but more so saying he's not as good at real courses. And, you know, I thought he was just shitting around, but it looks like he actually was cooking something up because he's got something going for this track today. With, of course, the current quickest time. Right? Yeah. Actually ran quicker than last time I checked, so it's looking pretty darn solid there. But the rest of the field is mostly spread out, so we're going to see if Cass is at 31 cuts. They're really edging up there towards a penalty. If they get 1 cut per lap, that'll be just a little bit off. And here's Giram coming into 4 to go. Four laps remain.
Oh fuck, who is that?
I hear, oh fuck. I'm checking the...
Christian hit the damn wall. He kept it going though. That was a hard hit.
No.
Like the rear end is snapped.
Ah.
He had nowhere to go.
Well, there goes Dale's hopes there of getting a 3rd place spot potentially. It's all going to depend on if Mr. Monaco gets a bunch of cuts here. Could still be running for a solid points day though. We don't know how many cars show up to tomorrow's race. Could be fewer. As Giram closes in through 4 to go, we'll make it 3 to go soon. As they make oval turn number 3. And onto the front stretch, Giram will get 3 laps to go here. If there's a caution here, then that likely means overtime. Looks like the, well, first off, looks like Mr. Monaco has gotten their stuff together. But meanwhile, Cass with 2 cuts left here. They're going to be really pushing it to not get that penalty. That will cost them the 5th place spot on the debut race. But meanwhile, Giram potentially making rounds into their 2nd career victory, which would be absolutely stellar. Giram now pushing their way through the chicane, makes their way out of it. As this time by, there will be 2 to go, so if there is a caution at all, then that means we're going to have a wacky finish potentially, but I don't think so. To keep our hopes up for the GGS team. You know, GGS has not been racing in the Rotzma class up until today, and they come hard. Never say that one again. Anyways, I'm gonna see how Jess is doing. Maintain them. I'm reconnecting. I don't know if we're going to the Wi-Fi, but do say if you are.
Alright, I will.
I'm gonna rejoin now.
White flag, this time by guys,
Oh, no.
white flag.
Oh no! Damn it. Okay. Fuck. Alright. Apologies about that one. Let's see how this one goes. So the white flag has dropped. Let me set the standing script up. I don't know. Is it up?
Yeah.
Okay. 20 laps here to go. Giram is our leader. As of cuts, no penalties have been thrown yet, but here we go. And onto the oval we go. It's close here between Giram and Twin, but so far so good. Giram in the 45A through the back straight. Now through the chicane. There's not much more for Twin to do. Giram now making the way into turn number 4 and onto the front stretch. And for the 2nd time of his career, onto the front stretch, today's race winner will be Giram. Check us out. And GGS holds strong. Twin comes in 2nd place. We're looking at the 3rd place spot. That is Mr. Monaco, I believe, unless Dale. Yeah, no, it's going to be Mr. Monaco. The American Ferrari making their way up through and comes across the line, 3rd place. Dale Ross makes his way through turn number 4. Just clear currently of penalties. Jackson is... Well, let's see where Dale is. Dale makes his way across the line. And just looks like they have a clear track ahead of them. So Chiss will come across the line without a penalty. They will cross in 5th place. Jason in 7th, 1 lap down. Last car to cross the line will be none other than Jackson Cook. Oh, it's a massive flip down the front stretch.
I'm coming.
All right. Let's...
He's down.
All right, let me set graph, gear him. I think that should be enough to do donuts.
Hail.
And a sweet, sweet victory for the 45A. And also comes home with quick time as tragedy strikes for the 38 machine. Let me get a screenshot of that for historical reference.
I already got one.
All right, could you head to the victory lane there, Garam? Once you're ready. Once you're ready. You don't, you deserve every bit of this turn. It's been a long year. The last couple of Rossmont races did not go very well for him. So to have a turnaround like this is very desired. Now I'm gonna rejoin real quickly. Don't mind me. Just need to. So I could actually.
Hey, it's left victory lane.
Alright. Once you get there.
Here, right here, right here, right
There's
here.
also a drink for you. So let him have a drink.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's what we're
So
doing.
Giram coming across the line. You have won today. How are you doing, Giram?
Pretty good. Not really
Damn.
much.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I'm not exactly.
Ah. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Uh,
There we go.
bottle.
All right.
I,
Let me get a screenshot and then we'll continue on with this one. So that looked like a Oh, hold up. Can you stand up on the platform, please? Thank you. All right. You've been given the checker flag. All right. Hell of a victory there for you, Giram. Looked like Twin had that one at first, but you came around and turned things. So how are you feeling, and how did that race go?
uh, I didn't really expect much out of this race, mainly because I have driven it. I have raced it 4 times and won 2 out of those 4 races by complete domination. So I'd say I'd be pretty damn. I'd say I'd bottle it if I was gonna lose. But I found I noticed some weird like slowing downs from twin turbo on some straights at some laps. So I don't know what that was about, but yeah, that probably would have resulted in a different outcome for this race.
Personally, Giram. Well, with that in mind, how do you think you're going to be doing tomorrow, if you are going to tomorrow, of course?
Um, I guess it'll be something like this race where it'll be really close for the finish.
That's what we're all hoping for. It's been a banger the last couple seasons with the old layout, but this new one, a little bit crazy, I'm not going to lie. Had a great finish with the midgets, so we'll see what you can do with that 45A machine.
Yep.
Well, thank you there, Giram.
The
Sorry,
blue and yellow cheese move.
Yeah, the cheese mobile. Suck into the machine. To Jake's excitement. Alright, I'm gonna have to leave the game to ask. So up next is Twin Turbo V6. That was what looked like domination at first, but things got turned around there. I know you're probably gonna go tomorrow, probably a little bit harder, assuming today. So, what's the expectations coming up to tomorrow's race, and how's today's race?
Today's race honestly wasn't bad. Definitely wasn't prepared as well as I was last time in Arcadia. But yeah, not bad. Like I barely raced this track. Don't really have much experience on it. I was also eating during the race, so maybe that's why. That's why I was slower. And I was using controller too, so it wasn't very easy, but I just wanted to finish my damn salad so I can get it out of the way.
That's fair.
And then I knocked it over while trying to take a bite. So that was fun. And yeah, for like 5 laps, so it's just like a second slower. That just was so depressingly bad for me. And then near the end, I pretty much picked up pace. I was almost en route for quick time on the last lap, but I cut the first corner, which sucked.
Shit. Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
But yeah, other than that, it was not a bad race. I felt like if I was more prepared and wasn't eating, I probably would have been right with Garum the entire time. But yeah, it was still really fun. Definitely looking forward for the next few races we have as well. Yeah, congrats to Garum for winning as well.
I think they're twin turbo V6. I'd bet $5 you're gonna win tomorrow's race, and then you dump it intentionally. I swear I'd shoot myself. But in all seriousness, I have a feeling you're gonna be going a lot harder after this one. I think we learned from Muffin, and I guess you now, eating at Daytona is a bad idea. I don't know if anyone here knows what happened, but I know what happened. Basically, they DNF because they spilled their fucking ravioli. So, I guess eating at Daytona is a bad omen. Alright, so third place was Mr. Monaco. That was a push to the finish. Huge redemption from Arcadia, I'd say, with a podium finish. How are you doing? I don't know if you want to do voice chatter since it's kind of late. So, splish splash. You are unmuted, but if you want to chat, I don't know if you're in the Discord or something. Let me check. Yeah, yeah, okay. It was pretty gate? It was pretty great. You know how to fight at the start? Yeah. And got on top for the podium. Yeah, that was a little bit of a wild start, but came up back on top. I was never going to fight for P1 or P2. Those people are aliens. Damn. Real. How's tomorrow looking? We'll be on the backstretch oval. It's gonna be a new edition of it. I don't know if he's shiny or not. Alright, let me see what the rest of those positions were. I'll look back at that one. So, Dale's not here. That leaves us with Jess. So, Jess. I believe you're going to be chatting for that. So, just running up in 5th place. That was a bit of a stressful finish, I'd say, but a solid 5th place finish. Runs up the field. So, bring me through that one. Definitely some intensity towards the end of the race. If you want to say anything. Where is this? Oh, it's in the it's in game. You have one thing to say or ask. Are you allowed? Yes, you are. You are allowed to go under the double yellow. Except for on the area where there's the cones that say otherwise. Like on the chicane, you can't go under the. Well, to take the chicane, yes, but you can't go under the cones. So basically, it's more so marked by the cones than the lines. So, you are technically allowed to go under them, but they're not really rewarding to do so. So, like, you actually go a bit slower when you do that. So that's why there's no penalty. It's slower. So if it was faster, I probably would consider it maybe, unless it's like only like faster in like one class, like maybe the micros. You're allowed to do. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's actually a tactic that gets used on. I believe actually that's probably a tactic that might be allowed in IMSA on the start finish. I think they're more so about like on the actual oval turns, because if I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't really matter that much. So, yeah, it's a valid tactic actually on most ovals. They're like this design, like on Auto Club. That's actually how they take it. Is you want to be under the well, you want to be on the apron. So, yeah, if it's gray, it's okay. Simple as. So yeah, that's what it is. So, anything you want to say about today's race? Was interesting. Felt nice at the start, then my pace dropped halfway through. Cut pressure got to me. Yeah, mood. Still held off Jackson Cook. I kind of saw that, but then it kind of ended. And there's the battle for the lead that was going on at the same time. Yeah. I didn't see it fall off because that was about the same time during the lead battle between Twin and Giram. That was a moment. Right. Is there anything else you'd like to say? I say. Not really, no. Alright, well, thank you there, Cass. One more driver here. That is Jackson Cook. Bit of a... I don't know if this would be exactly a good race for you today, though you've been having quite a few issues with Daytona. Except for on the backstretch oval, we could probably talk about yesterday too, because more importantly than today, I mean, this is kind of a filler race, because tomorrow we got the actual oval, so I don't know, which one you want to talk more about? You want to talk about today's race, or you want to talk about what you expect for tomorrow?
Yesterday was somewhat miserable, and today was miserable. Very miserable.
So yesterday was a good W, so...
I don't care.
What are you expecting for tomorrow with your was that 38 machine?
I'm not expecting anything because I'm not gonna be there.
Oh right, fuck! I do apologize. Yeah, you're gonna be a little occupied. Okay, well, all right. So rough race for you today. What really went down?
I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No.
All right. Well, thank you there, Jackson. Hopefully next weekend there will be some good stuff coming up. We'll see if you're able to race on Sunday. I'm not sure. So yeah. Tough luck. Better luck next time though. And that should settle it for today's course of events. It was just going to be the ROX mods today, but we are still going to have another one tomorrow at 2 p.m. ESPST. That's going to be the backstretch oval, which it's not set up currently on this course, but it is actually its own separate game. We were there yesterday with the midgets. Was a bit of a nail biter right up to the finish there. Rebel took it just at the, or not Rebel. Jackson took it just at the line. I got second. I took an L. That's okay though. And basically, tomorrow at 12 p.m. ESPT, we're going to be seeing the stock i4s for 25 or for a 30 lap feature, and then the ROTS mods for a 100 lap feature. Tomorrow or on Sunday at 12 p.m. ESPST, we'll be seeing the Formula Micros again on the backstretch oval, and then at 2 p.m. Once again, I cannot stress this enough. If you guys want a chance to win 1,000 Robux, that's the event to be at. And this will be 1,000 Robux, no questions asked. It'll be paid as soon as we can. It's not going to be like the actual season payouts, which need to do. I do apologize. But yeah, that's going to be a full distance 200 lap around the full Super Oval. First time we actually ran the Super Oval in SLC, so pretty high hopes for that one. Once again, 260 mile an hour speeds, actually a little quicker. I'll be racing in it, so if anyone wants to enter that one, do let me know. I'll try to get a car hatched up as quickly as I can. They're basically micros, so if you want to make a scheme, you could use a micro scheme, and as long as you're not modifying the body, it should work pretty easily together. So that in mind, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be racing stock I4s more than likely, unless there's an overwhelming amount of people. So yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you.